All right, Kriya Yoga, huh? So we're going deep today. Got a whole bunch of stuff to look at, articles, transcripts, even a bit from that famous spiritual autobiography.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what it all says about Kriya Yoga and, why people find it so captivating.
Yeah, definitely. And it's interesting you've got that YouTube transcript in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's, well, kind of a modern take on this old practice, but got to remember every source has its own slant, right?
Totally. And speaking of different perspectives, the YouTube video, it starts off with a definition. It says, Kriya Yoga emphasizes pranayama, meditation, and self-realization.
Wow.
Those are some pretty loaded terms.
Yeah.
Can you break those down for our listener? Make it make sense.
Sure, yeah. Let's do that. Pranayama, it's basically breath control. Like, imagine fine-tuning your energy and even like changing your mental state just by how you breathe. Meditation, everyone knows meditation, right? It's about quieting the mind, finding that stillness, and then self-realization. Well, that's I guess the big one. It's about figuring out like your true nature, your connection to something bigger.
So Kriya Yoga, it brings all those together, huh? But to get it, I think we got to go back to the source. The video mentions those old Indian texts like the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and the Bhagavad Gita. What's the connection there?
Now this is where it gets cool. Kriya Yoga, it's not, just some new fad. Its ideas are all over those old texts. The Yoga Sutras, for example, they're all about steady posture and breath control. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
It's like Kriya Yoga was built into these old practices.
So Kriya Yoga's got deep roots. But the video specifically mentions Paramahansa Yogananda and his book Autobiography of a Yogi, saying he's the one who made Kriya Yoga popular in the West.
Yeah.
What do you think it was about this book? Why did it become such a phenomenon?
Well, Yogananda's book, it was kind of radical for its time.
Yeah, really?
He presented Kriya Yoga as, well, not just some philosophy, but a lived thing. A way to experience the divine directly. I think that really resonated with people in the West, people who were, looking for a more hands-on approach to spirituality.
Makes sense. It's not just reading about it. It's actually experiencing it, right?
Right.
Speaking of actually doing it, the video, it mentions some steps involved in Kriya Yoga, starting with preparation and initiation. It's not something you just jump into, is it?
Definitely not. Kriya Yoga, it emphasizes being ready, cultivating the right mindset, purifying the body.
Oh.
And even having a guru, a teacher who shows you the way.
Like the video really stresses finding a qualified guru.
Yeah.
But then it also talks about this Kundalini energy.
Oh, yeah.
Can you shed some light on that for us? What exactly is that?
Kundalini, it's often made to sound mysterious, but it's really like this potent energy, Right. It sits at the base of your spine just waiting to be awakened.
Oh, wow.
It's like, I guess, like a coiled up serpent, sleeping but full of potential energy, you know? And Kriya Yoga has like specific techniques to wake that energy up and use it.
So it's more than just breathing exercises, huh?
Yeah.
There's this whole other energetic dimension to it.
Exactly.
And the guru's a big part of that, right?
Absolutely. The guru's not just a teacher, but like a guide.
Right.
Someone who helps you navigate this powerful, potentially life-changing journty.
This is getting interesting. We've got these old texts, a modern YouTube video, and this concept of Kundalini energy. What's the actual practice of Kriya Yoga look like?
Well, that's what we'll get into next. In part 2, we're going to unpack those Kriya techniques, explore how they work and what someone might actually experience doing this stuff.
Sounds good. Can't wait.
Yeah, should be fascinating. Welcome back. I'm excited to dive into those Kriya techniques.
Yeah, for sure.
We were talking about earlier.
Right.
The transcript mentions stuff like breath retention and, visualization. Sounded kind of, I don't know, intriguing, but also a little mysterious.
Yeah, definitely. So what exactly are these techniques? Like, how do they fit into Kriya Yoga?
Okay, so let's break it down a bit. Breath retention, or kumbhaka, that's the Sanskrit term.
Okay.
It's huge in a lot of yogic practices, Kriya Yoga included.
Interesting.
Basically, you're consciously pausing your breath.
Oh, I see.
Holding it for a certain amount of time.
Right.
It's not about forcing it, but it's subtle, but it can totally shift your energy and your mental state if you do it right.
The YouTube video mentioned something about activating the chakras.
Right.
How's that connected to holding your breath?
Okay, so in yogic traditions, chakras are these energy centers. They run along your spine, and each one's like connected to different parts of you: physical, emotional, spiritual.
Oh, wow.
Kriya Yoga uses breath control along with visualization to, I guess, to work with these energy centers. Imagine like fine-tuning your internal energy system just with your breath.
So visualization, that's like what? Creating a mental picture in your mind.
Exactly.
What are you picturing, like, specifically in Kriya Yoga?
Well, it depends on the technique.
Okay.
But often it's like you're focusing on the flow of energy in your body. Okay. Like you might picture energy going up your spine or maybe zero in on a specific chakra.
Okay.
It's about, I guess, using your mind to shape your energy,
That's wild. It's like mental training meets energy work. It makes me think of, like athletes who visualize winning a race or something.
Yeah. It's similar, but instead of, focusing on winning, you're working on your inner energy system.
Right.
And this is where the guru becomes so important.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Like the transcript said, Kriya Yoga isn't something you just teach yourself. You really need a qualified teacher to guide you through these techniques. I mean, it's powerful stuff. You got to do it right.
So what does that guidance look like? Like, is it like having a personal yoga instructor, but for your, energy body?
Haha. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
But the guru-disciple relationship, it's deeper than that, It's about learning, sure, but also like this energetic connection.
Oh, wow.
The guru they can supposedly awaken the Kundalini energy in the student, and that's like crucial in Kriya Yoga.
You mentioned the guru awakening Kundalini energy. Can you say more about that? The transcript called it spiritual energy that's like sleeping at the base of your spine. Is that like a real thing?
It's more of an energetic concept. Like imagine this powerful life force that's, when it wakes up, it can lead to like these intense spiritual experiences and even like expanded consciousness. Yeah. Kriya Yoga isn't the only tradition that works with Kundalini, but it's like a main focus of this path.
The video said that Kundalini awakening is only the initial phase in the spiritual process. So what happens like after it awakens?
That's where things get really interesting. As Kundalini rises, it's supposed to cleanse and energize the chakras, which can lead to greater awareness, expanded consciousness, and ultimately like realizing your true nature. But it's not instant. Right. It's a gradual transformation.
And that's where the practices we talked about come in: the breathing, the visualizations, the meditation, all working together, huh?
Exactly. They all support that Kundalini awakening.
Okay.
And help you handle all that energy that gets released.
So it's about like refining yourself on all levels, right?
Yeah.
Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual.
Yeah, exactly.
This all sounds incredibly powerful. But I got to ask, are there any risks to Kundalini awakening? The transcript didn't really mention that.
You're right. Good question. Like any powerful practice, you should approach Kriya Yoga with respect and guidance. If Kundalini makes up too soon or you're not ready for it, it can cause imbalances, even discomfort.
Oh, wow.
That's why having a guru is so important,
Right.
They can help you navigate it safely and effectively.
So the guru's role is like multifaceted. They teach the techniques, help with the Kundalini stuff, and guide you on the whole journey.
Exactly. They provide like a framework for understanding this energy and integrating it into your life.
The video also mentioned that Kriya Yoga involves self-study and cultivation of virtues.
Yeah.
What does that look like? It seems like it's, more than just the techniques themselves.
It's about taking those insights you get from your practice and using them in your everyday life, being more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, how you act.
Oh, interesting.
And then cultivating like compassion, humility, gratitude, those kinds of qualities that support your spiritual growth and help you live a more fulfilling life.
So Kriya Yoga is more than just a set of exercises. It's like a way of life.
Exactly.
It's about living those principles, in your day-to-day experience.
Yeah, exactly. Aligning your actions with your inner transformation, bringing that peace and clarity into, how you interact with the world.
This deep dive has been so insightful. We started with just a YouTube video.
I know, right?
And now we're exploring this whole world of Kriya Yoga, its history, the practices, even Kundalini energy.
And we're not done yet. In part 3, we're going to switch gears a bit. We'll look at the potential benefits and, challenges of Kriya Yoga, talk about its place in the modern world, and, maybe leave you with some food for thought to help you on your own journey of self-discovery.
Back again for our Kriya Yoga deep dive. So we've covered a lot, the history, the techniques, even Kundalini energy. But now I'm like, what about the real impact of this stuff? The YouTube video, it made some big claims about the benefits.
It did, yeah.
It was talking about less stress, better health, even, like spiritual growth. Almost sounded too good to be true.
Well, it's important to be realistic.
Right.
It's not, magic. While there are stories and even some research that suggests Kriya Yoga might have benefits, got to be careful with those claims.
Okay.
Like anything, whether it's exercise or meditation, you got to be consistent, put in the work.
So it's not just about reaching some blissful state. It's more like a journey of self-discovery, right?
Exactly. And that's where I think the focus on gratitude and helping others comes in. The video really highlighted those.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you're like clearing out all the mental and emotional junk with these practices, you'd naturally feel more connected to others, more compassionate.
Right.
We're grateful for what you have.
So it's not just about you changing, it's about making the world better too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Kriya Yoga connects you to something bigger while also giving you the tools to make a positive impact on your own life and the world around you.
I like that. It's not about escaping, it's about engaging with the world in a more conscious and kind way.
Absolutely. And that's something for all of us to think about, How can we take these Kriya Yoga ideas, the mindful breathing, the self-awareness, the compassion, and actually live them every day, even if we're not, formally practicing the techniques? That's a great point. So as we wrap up our Kriya Yoga deep dive, what about you? What are you curious about now? The history, the personal experiences, the potential for self-discovery, whatever it is. Remember, learning is a journey, and this is just the beginning.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And as we finish up, I keep thinking about something Paramahansa Yogananda said. The happiness of one's own heart alone cannot satisfy the soul. One must try to include, as necessary to one's own happiness, the happiness of others. Hopefully this deep dive inspires you to, to explore yourself and to share that journey with the world, spreading compassion and making a positive impact.
Thanks for joining us on this Kriya Yoga deep dive. We'll see you next time, ready to explore something new.